Scream 3 opens in Hollywood, where Cotton Weary, now a talk show host famous for surviving the Woodsboro killings, receives a threatening call from Ghostface. The killer reveals he's holding Cotton's girlfriend hostage and demands to know where Sidney Prescott is. When Cotton refuses to help, both he and his girlfriend are brutally murdered, signaling the return of the Ghostface killer and the beginning of another deadly spree. The story shifts to the production of Stab 3, Return to Woodsboro, the latest sequel in the movie franchise based on Sidney's real-life trauma. When news of Cotton's death spreads, the film's cast and crew panic, fearing that Ghostface is targeting them next. The killings soon hit the set, leading to chaos as actors playing fictional versions of Sidney, Gale, and Dewey realize they might be next in line. Gale Weathers, still a determined journalist, arrives in Hollywood to cover the story. There, she reunites with Dewey Riley, who is working as a technical advisor on Stab 3. The two share an awkward tension from their past relationship, but soon find themselves teaming up again to investigate. Their focus turns toward the film's director and the mysterious connections between the movie and the original Woodsboro murders. Meanwhile, Sidney Prescott lives in isolation under a fake name, working as a crisis counselor for abused women. Haunted by her past, she has withdrawn from public life to stay safe. However, when the new Ghostface begins calling her using her deceased mother's voice, Sidney realizes the killer is specifically targeting her once again, drawing her back into the nightmare she tried to escape. As Gale and Dewey investigate, they discover that each murder victim had a connection to Sidney's mother, Maureen Prescott, who had once lived in Hollywood under the name Rena Reynolds. Maureen had tried to become an actress, but was exploited and humiliated by powerful men in the industry. This revelation hints that the motive behind the killings might be tied to Maureen's dark past rather than Sidney's fame. Sidney eventually travels to Hollywood after realizing she can't hide any longer. She joins Dewey and Gale, who are working closely with Detective Mark Kincaid, the lead investigator. As Ghostface's murders continue, the group uncovers evidence suggesting that the killer has been manipulating events from behind the scenes, including using advanced voice-changing technology to imitate anyone's voice. The trail leads them to the mansion of John Milton, the producer of Stab 3 and a man who had known Maureen. Sidney confronts Milton and learns that her mother had attended one of his infamous parties where she was assaulted. Milton dismisses it as Hollywood behavior, revealing the moral corruption of the industry and how Maureen's trauma eventually shaped the violence that followed. The final act unfolds during a rap party at Milton's mansion. Ghostface attacks and kills several guests before revealing himself to Sidney. The killer turns out to be Roman Bridger, the director of Stab 3, and shockingly, Sidney's long-lost half-brother. Roman confesses that he orchestrated the original Woodsboro murders by manipulating Billy Loomis into killing Sidney's mother after Maureen rejected him. Roman's motive is rooted in jealousy and abandonment. He resents Sidney for living the life he was denied. He blames their mother for refusing to acknowledge him, and the Hollywood system for enabling her double life. A brutal fight ensues between Sidney and Roman, echoing the previous Ghostface confrontations. Despite his rage and manipulation, Roman underestimates Sidney's resilience. In the end, Sidney shoots Roman in self-defense, ending his rampage. Dewey, Gale, and Kincaid survive, and peace seems to return at last. The film closes with Sidney leaving her home's security system off and her door open, a powerful symbol that she is no longer living in fear. Scream 3 concludes the original trilogy by exposing Hollywood's dark secrets and completing Sidney's journey from victim to survivor, fully reclaiming control over her life.